General Motors made an exciting announcement about the future of the GM Orion assembly plant. We'll have reactions from local dignitaries, including the governor. Orion Township Supervisor Chris Barnett looked back on a busy 2018 and looked ahead to 2019 during his annual State of the Township address. 164 fifth graders formed 37 teams to compete in the library's 34th annual Battle of the Books. We'll show you which team came out on top. The Kentucky Derby is still a month away, but Lake Orion residents had fun at the Lions Club's annual Lions races, which raise money for a good cause. Hello, I'm Haley Turpin. I'll have those stories and more coming up on this edition of ONTV News. After General Motors announced plant closings in Ohio, Michigan, and Canada as part of a restructuring plan to focus on electric and driverless cars, workers at the Orion Assembly Plant recently received some much-needed good news. ONTV's Joe Johnson attended a press conference and brings us the highlights.
On the morning of Friday, March 22nd, the media was invited to the GM Orion Assembly Plant to witness a major announcement. Plant manager Jim Quick introduced the dignitaries in attendance and then invited GM Chair and CEO Mary Barra up to the stage to make the announcement.
We are going to be making two very, very important announcements this morning. These announcements continue something I want to be very, very clear about. GM is absolutely committed to investing in and growing good-paying manufacturing jobs in the United States. Jobs that strengthen us today and will improve our position for the future. Both of our announcements today reaffirm that commitment, our commitment to bring more manufacturing jobs and investment to the U.S., and our commitment to furthering our investments in new technology and an all-electric future. So I am incredibly pleased to announce this morning that General Motors will be investing $300 million and adding 400 new jobs to this facility to produce an all-new Chevrolet electric vehicle.
The new electric vehicle will be manufactured alongside the Orion Assembly Plant's Chevy Sonic, Bolt EV, and Cruise AV test vehicles. I got reactions from some of the dignitaries in attendance, including Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
This is great news for the state of Michigan. Obviously, it's going to have a big benefit to Orion Township, but it's also about making a longer-term investment here in our state. We've got the best workforce on the planet. We've got the kind of expertise and skills, and so this is really important. Now I got to fix the damn roads so that they are able to sustain and support what's going on here and keep us safe on the road.
I mean, it's great news, and we need great news. It was a doubling down of investment in a facility that's top of the line on safety and productivity, and the workers are amazing. And so they invested in cars that are going to take us into the future. And if the future is electric and autonomous, I want to build them here. So it was great. It was a fantastic announcement.
Great news, and I'm not really surprised, but the fact that they're investing 400 new jobs, $300 million right here in Orion Township is remarkable. This is the only plant in the world that builds a combustible vehicle, an autonomous vehicle, and an electric vehicle, and it's happening right here in Orion Township. So it's not just for the people and the employees of this plant, but the entire region, all the jobs that are created by this, the support they provide to our local gas stations and restaurants. It's just amazing news.
It makes Orion Township be able to thrive into the future, and we're excited for the jobs and the prosperity in which this plant will bring and continue to bring for Orion Township. So we are thankful, and it was obvious the excitement in the room that everybody feels the exact same way.
Orion Township trustee Mike Flood told me looking around the room he saw friends and neighbors who work at the plant celebrating the news.
This is great for our residents that live here in Orion Township. It keeps them their jobs, and also there are small businesses that rely on this plant. And it's awesome to hear this new announcement today and to keep this new product here and keep our families united here. And it's an awesome day for us, have General Motors.
From the GM Orion Assembly Plant in Orion Township, this is Joe Johnson reporting for ONTV News.
Thanks, Joe. Orion Township Supervisor Chris Barnett mentioned the GM announcement as part of his 2019 State of the Township address. The address took place on Wednesday, March 27th at Woodside Bible Church on Joslin Road. Other topics included the construction of a new township hall, new businesses coming to Lake Orion, and the 2020 census. Here are some of the highlights.
Check this out. We were ranked by the National Council for Home Safety and Security as one of the safest communities in Michigan. Awesome. But wait, there's more. We were then recently rated one of the safest cities in America, top 100 by SafeWise. There are only 2 communities in the entire state of Michigan that were recognized on this list. And when you boil the data down a little bit further, we rank number 9th in the entire country for populations above 35,000. That is absolutely remarkable, friends. So, yes, bring on the fireworks. But coming soon in 2020, right directly across the street from where we sit right now, we will be building our new township hall. The exciting news about this site is that it's a 76-acre site that we acquired from the DNR for the whopping price of $96,000. Yes, 76 acres on Joslin Road we acquired for $96,000 through a very strategic land swap that our board was instrumental in completing. We couldn't do any of this work without our partners, as I mentioned. Cunningham Limp, I believe Sam Ashley is here. Sam, thank you. And Auger Klein-Aller, Scott and Steve and team over there are amazing partners with the township. And the exciting news, you're probably grabbing your wallet right now thinking, oh my word, taxes are going up. The good news is, folks, we're going to build all these projects without increasing your tax dollars. We're really excited. The board has identified some creative revenue streams that we will be utilizing to build these projects, and we will not be increasing your taxes. If you're familiar with the plaza on Baldwin, we're excited to announce that Johnny Black's Public House will be taking up space where Oscar's formerly vacated. Yes, it is opening this October directly in front of Menards. And then shortly thereafter, Hyatt House. This is the second. One of these is going in Grand Rapids, and one of these is going right on Brown Road. Second Hyatt House going in Michigan. It's the new prototype for Hyatt hotels, and we couldn't be more excited that they chose our community. We have a huge year next year, and it's the census 2020. You are going to be inundated and driven nuts by us for this. And the reason is because it means real dollars to our community. In 2000, our response rate in Orion Township was 86%. In 2010 census, it went down to 84%. We have set a target this year for a 90% participation rate. And I say this year, I mean next year, but the work has already begun. And this is real dollars to our community. So the good news is, the sooner you respond to the census, the less you get bothered by Orion Township. But what you will be doing by responding to that census is helping our community, helping put more dollars into our parks, more dollars into our roads through the Act 51 agencies, more dollars to our things that we can use that will help make Orion continue to be the place that we love.
You can view the State of the Township address in its entirety right here on ONTV or on our YouTube channel. For more information, give us a call at 248-693-3377 or visit OnTV.org. Throughout the year, the Lake Orion Lions Club hosts fundraisers that support their charitable efforts in the community. Recently, the organization invited the community out for an event that almost rivaled the Kentucky Derby. On the evening of Saturday, March 30th, the Knights of Columbus Hall on Orion Road was the site of the 5th Annual Lions Races. The building was at near capacity as 175 people gathered to bet on the results of 8 races that took place throughout the night. Proceeds generated from the event allowed the Lake Orion Lions Club to offer scholarships to local students.
It's a little bit of a party atmosphere. This is the end of the winter. Let's get ready for spring break. People come out. They have a lot of fun. They bet on the Lions. Hopefully they bet a lot on the Lions. So our proceeds from this go directly to our scholarship fund. We give 2 students here a $500 or more scholarship for all 4 years they're in college. So this helps fund that. And I want to thank the Lake Orion community for supporting this.
20 wooden lions were decorated by local businesses and organizations, including one representing ONTV. 6 lions would race at a time, with giant fuzzy dice determining which lions would advance. Those in attendance were also encouraged to take part in raffles, including 2 separate 50-50 raffles.
We've got one of the greatest communities you could ever want to live in. And not only for the Lions, the Knights were doing Tootsie Rolls at the Kroger stores this weekend. This community has a lot of spirit, and it shows in everything that the groups in the community do. So thank you again, Lake Orion.
The Lake Orion Lions are already gearing up for their largest fundraiser of the year. The Jubilee Carnival and Beer Tent is scheduled to take place on June 20th through the 23rd in downtown Lake Orion. For more information, call 248-975-6378 or visit lakeorionlions.org. Throughout the year, the Orion Township Public Library offers programs and events that encourage young people to read. Recently, the library hosted a long-running event that pitted fifth graders against each other in an intense battle. ONTV's Joey Tysick explains.
On the morning of Saturday, March 23rd, 164 fifth graders formed 37 teams to compete in the library's 34th annual Battle of the Books. 4 months ago, participants were given 12 books to read, representing a wide variety of genres. At the event, the students formed teams and were asked 50 questions. They were awarded points if they could come up with the correct title and author. Many teams arrived at Walden Middle School dressed in colorful costumes.
It's mostly just for team spirit and camaraderie. They come up with a name, and a lot of them get together. They sew their costumes. A lot of them, they just come together, and it makes them more excited to participate.
And what's your favorite part about being at the Battle of the Books and seeing all these kids enjoy reading so much?
Yeah, that's it. You just said it. Just enjoying reading and being excited about finding out new books. A lot of them will read a book that they may have not picked up off the shelf on their own, and they're kind of forced to read it with this competition, and then maybe they'll like it, and then they'll explore new genres or different types of books.
On Monday, March 25th, the teams were invited to the Lake Orion High School auditorium to take part in an awards ceremony. The guest of honor was author Ruth Behar, whose book, Lucky Broken Girl, was one of the 12 read by the students. The book is described as a multicultural coming-of-age novel for young readers.
I wanted to tell a story based on my life, about things that happened about 50 years ago. And it was a story of adversity, of being in a body cast for a year. Really terrible time in our lives and in my family's life, and I wanted to share that story with kids and show that even though it was a very horrible, terrible time, we also got over it and survived, and actually some good things came out of something that was so terrible.
After the author's presentation, library staff presented certificates to every team who took part in the event. Awards were presented for most spirit and best team name. The final team called up to the stage was the Book Nook Narwhals, made up of students representing Paint Creek and Orion Oaks elementary schools. The team scored 94 points out of a possible 100 and were named the winner of the 2019 Battle of the Books competition.
Good job, Dan. The highest score from Saturday. Good job, Mrs. Narwhals.
This has been just a totally beautiful experience, this Battle of the Books. I've never been to anything like this, and just seeing kids so excited about books and enjoying books and viewing books as fun was just really delightful and very hopeful.
From Lake Orion High School, this is Joey Tysick reporting for ONTV News.
Okay, hold your certificate up. Good job, Bookie Monsters.
Thanks, Joey. And finally, the Orion Area Chamber of Commerce offers members numerous networking opportunities throughout the year. Recently, the Chamber hosted a conference geared toward women in business. ONTV's Tessa Bratton was there and brings us the story.
On Tuesday, March 19th, the Orion Area Chamber of Commerce held their first annual Women in Business Conference at Kings Court Castle at Canterbury Village. 120 guests gathered for the luncheon that featured 3 speakers and was emceed by former Fox 2 news anchor Carrie Birmingham. Chamber Executive Director Kim Urbanowski told me she hopes the conference is the first of many initiatives geared toward empowering women in business.
People asked for it, quite frankly. There was a lot of chatter about what can we do to inspire women in business, and members were asking for it. So we were like, you know what, we really need to do something to celebrate, our entrepreneurs that are in the chamber that happen to be women. This is not just the end, the culmination of something. This is actually the beginning of something. So we had a few people from our chamber come in to do a couple committee meetings to talk about what we can do sort of to target women in business. And there are a lot of other ideas that came out of those meetings that we're still in the process of developing right now. So this actual conference today is just the kickoff.
The keynote speaker was Angela Moore, president and owner of the Body Principle in Lake Orion, who talked about the importance of maintaining a healthy mind as well as a healthy body.
My underlying purpose really in my business and everything I do is all about empowerment. And one of the things that I like to articulate to people is that the way to do that is really to prioritize your mental, nutritional, and physical health. I believe that when you do those things that you can really overcome any obstacle and excel really in all areas of your life.
The next major event hosted by the Chamber is the Healthy Body, Healthy Mind Expo, scheduled for Saturday, April 27th from 1 to 4 p.m. For more information, call 248-693-6300 or visit orionareachamber.com. From Canterbury Village, I'm Tessa Bratton, reporting for ONTV News.
Thanks, Tessa. And with that, we'll wrap up this edition of ONTV News. On behalf of the hardworking ONTV News team, I'm Haley Turpin. Thanks for watching.